Do you believe you can't study every day simply because you are not disciplined enough? Maybe some people are just better at studying and consistency is impossible for you. Here is a simple truth. Those things are just myths. The real secret isn't motivation. The real secret is by applying the right system that makes you unstoppable. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can become a study machine in which you'll be able to study consistently to the extent that it starts scaring people. Before we dive into how you can actually become consistent and become a study machine, there are several reasons why consistency is important, and consistency helps you to transfer whatever you are learning from the short-term memory to the long-term memory. The more you expose yourself to the material, the more that material gets solidified. So consistency helps you to do that. But then that doesn't mean that you should study every single day and study every hour. There's a right way you can apply consistency. If you expose yourself to the material at spaced interval, it helps you to solidify the information very well. And also, consistency actually helps you to solidify neural connections, because like I've always said in my video, if you learn something initially, you create a connection. And in order for that connection to be solidified, you need to expose yourself to the material the right way. And when I say exposing yourself to the material the right way, that doesn't mean that you should just keep consistently studying, because that's where cramming comes in. You need to apply spaced repetition, and you need to test yourself at interval by using active recall. That is the importance of consistency. It helps you to solidify the information. How can you actually become consistent with your studying? A lot of students struggle with this, and I personally have struggled with this in the past. I find it hard to consistently study and give myself a particular schedule, and most of the time I wait until the last minutes before I study. So how can you actually become consistent in which that you become a study machine? In order for you to be consistent and become a study machine, you need to understand what habit architecture is. And habit architecture is something that James Clear stated in his book Atomic Habits, where he made a distinction between goals and system. When I studied that book, it actually helped me to become consistent, and the principle in that book, when I applied it to studying, it transformed the way I cultivated the habit of studying over time, and I became a study machine. And in fact, it had a ripple effect to other areas of my life in which I became consistent with a lot of things. He stated the difference between goal and system. And for a student like you, your goal is simply getting the high grades and remembering something that you learn, or even learning a particular thing. That is your goal. And the system for you is simply, maybe you decide that you want to study 2 hours per day. That is the system that is in place in order to achieve the goal. And he stated in the book that you don't rise to the level of your goal, but you fall to the level of your system. If you don't have a system in place that will actually help you achieve that goal, then you will not achieve and you will fail. So it's not enough for you to actually have a goal that you want to get something like this. You need to put system in place that will help you achieve the goal. And for example, like I stated, the system is you having a timetable, or you want to study 2 hours per day, you want to study in the night. That is the system that is in place in order to achieve the goal. So I used to advise students, and it's something that worked for me. When you start a semester, state your goals and state the system that you'll be using to achieve the goal. When I was in school and I want to start a particular semester, I look into all my subjects and I write the expected results that I want to be getting for all my courses. And I put some specific system that will actually help me achieve it. That is setting it up a timetable. I can decide that I want to be studying 2 hours per day. I decide that I want to be studying 2 subjects per day for that thing. Now, you setting up a system and having a goal is not actually enough, but that is the first step. Now, the second step is for you to actually create an habit architecture, which I'll be explaining right now. According to Charles Dweck, he stated 3 neurological loops that can help you stay consistent and build an habit, which is cue, routine, and reward. Now, the cue is something that actually reminds you of a particular task, and the routine is what you follow that actually helps you achieve the task, and the reward is the pleasure that you get. James Clear came in and he expanded the system into cue, cravings, response, and reward. I'm going to be explaining how I was able to use these 4 to actually make me become consistent and become a studying machine. The first thing is clue. It gives a clear sign of what you need to do. So you need to give yourself clues. You need to have clues around you that actually helps you to start the task. It will spur you into action. One thing that can actually help you if you want to stay consistent and setting up a cue is that you should set up your environment. It keeps your brain alert that, oh, it is time to study. I used to have a table and I will set up everything I need on that particular table. So each time I see it, I'll know that, oh, it's time to study. You should set a particular timetable and you study at the same place at the same time. So if you study at the same place at the same time, your brain will actually send a signal to you that it's time to study. So the more you do it, the more it becomes part and parcel of you. The next thing is cravings. Now, how can you actually create the cravings? This is how I do it. So you can create your own, but it is one of those things that will actually help you stay consistent. When I want to solve mathematics, I tend to listen to music. And while listening to music, it creates a particular, a special experience for me because I enjoy solving mathematics and listening to music. Each time I anticipate to study mathematics, music becomes a craving for me. It makes that particular task very pleasurable and enjoyable for me, and it will actually make me want to keep doing it. I want to solve maths and this thing is so disturbing and I don't feel like doing it. But if my brain reminds me that, oh, then, but you will listen to music, it serves as a lure. And aside from even that, the kind of environment you study in can actually serve as a craving for you. And this is what I actually applied most of the time when I was in school. And in fact, after school, I have a particular place that I study, and this place is filled with like AC and the table is nice, everything looks nice, it's quiet and all that. So the craving of that environment actually will want me to study and go there and study. So you should link a pleasurable experience that you enjoy with a task that you want to do, and it will keep pushing you to keep doing that task, and over time it becomes consistent. So anytime you want to do it, you just visit that place, and over time you become consistent and you'll be able to do anything you want to do as long as you link it to something that you enjoy. Now, response is just by reducing the friction of taking action. Now, you have a lot of things you want to study. You have textbooks you want to read. You have things. Thinking about that thing alone can actually want you not to do it. But response is by reducing the barrier to take action, by reducing the friction. So, and it's just a mind game. Just tell yourself, I want to do this for 5 minutes and I'm done. Oh, I need to just study chapter 5 and I'm done. So that will actually help you take action. And anytime it will actually help you stay consistent. Each time you want to do something, reduce the friction of taking action, and it will not restrict you from taking that action. Reward is very important because, of course, nobody likes doing a particular thing, especially if it's something that is stressful to you. When you finish a particular task, always have a reward in place for you that will actually increase your dopamine level and will always want you to repeat the task again. So just tell yourself, by the time I'm done, I will watch my favorite movie, or I will go out with my friends, or I'll do certain things. You keeping that in mind will motivate you to finish whatever you are doing, and that thing will actually want you to go back to doing it. So when your brain starts linking a reward to a particular task, it starts to crave the task itself, and over time it becomes automatic. I hope you got so much value watching this video. If you did, please like the video and also subscribe to the channel. You can also check out this other video on how I was able to finally beat procrastination. And if you watch that video, it will actually help you beat procrastination, and in fact, it will actually help you stay consistent. So thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one.